I I would hope so. So look, that's basketball last night. The big story the last couple of days has been the demise, and this is and I really want to hear how you all perceive this story, interpret this story. To me, it's a cautionary tale. The story of Jonathan Majors, who really took a quick route to stardom. I mean, 5 years ago, Jonathan Majors was not, he was acting, but he was not considered a major star in 2018. Then in 2019, he played in The Last Black Man in San Francisco. That played to great praise. Got some awards off of that. And then Ant-Man, Creed 3. I mean, he really was his star was rising and shining brightly. And this week, that's over. It's over as far as Marvel is concerned. Marvel says, nope, we're done. We have cut ties with Jonathan Majors. Natalie, we're not building any films around him. We had several films in the works that we were going to build around his character. Kang, no more, because of his harassment charges and assault charges. He was charged, he had 4 counts. A jury, 6-person jury, found him guilty of 2 of those 4 counts. And so Marvel said that's enough. Megan Good stands by him, but Marvel is not. Just how do you see this? I want to hear how you and Natalie see this story. You and Rita see the story. Natalie, you first.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that if he was found guilty, this is what was bound to happen, right? Marvel was going to part ways with him. So I don't think that is a big shock. And it is notable the actual charges that he was found guilty on. It wasn't the intentional, it was the lesser charges. In the grand scheme, this is actually a great outcome from him if you're just looking at it as in a legal matter and from a criminal perspective, in terms of what he was actually convicted of. So, his career is going to take a hit. A lot of people are wondering if he, will bounce back, if he will get mercy again, if he can, rise back up. And I think probably likely he can. There's a lot of comparisons to Robert Downey Jr. going on right now. And I was, reading an interesting discussion on Twitter about it, a thread. And I think it's important to point out that when Robert Downey Jr. sort of came back and, it was his comeback. He already went through the period of kind of being ostracized from that community and dealing with the different penalties. The other difference is Robert Downey Jr. was dealing with addiction. It was harm to himself. It wasn't harm to another person, right? So this is the post-Me Too era. And this is a Black man, who's convicted of, this against a white woman. We have to say those things because they all matter. So I don't know, but I feel like we know the Black community is very loving and forgiving. So I feel like he lays low for a while. He'll probably get a chance again. But I mean, I think the charges are correct. I think the result is probably appropriate based on what we heard, what came out. I think the jury probably did reach the appropriate result.
Yeah, I'm with you, Nat. I mean, again, you already mentioned that he got the lesser of the charge. So the situation that happened in the vehicle and stuff, he did not get charged for. And then what he did get charged for, it was based on, like, they weren't saying he was intentionally trying to put harm to anyone. But then there are people that were saying that, they essentially had a pretty toxic relationship and that he had psychological and emotional abuse to her and not physical abuse. And so, look, abuse is abuse. But my thing is when you are too big of a name at this point to be dealing with toxic relationships, at some point you have to say, where is the cutoff here? And what do I need to do to move forward? Because I don't want this to mess up my career, particularly as a Black man. Because as soon as those charges came out, y'all, Disney essentially had that in the drafts. They essentially literally had them parting ways in the drafts. I literally saw it at 1 minute, 5 minutes later, I'm seeing a post about Disney saying, hey, we're parting ways with them. So this is a precautionary tale to anybody. If you are in a toxic relationship, you need to find a way to move forward, because many times, even if there's not any physical contact, all of these other things that happen, if you end up going to court and then everything is being unfolded in the court of the law, well, yes, you've been vindicated in the sense of, oh, I didn't put my hands on her, but now it's taken to effect of your livelihood. So again, I just really hope that people see this and say, okay, she's chasing after me. It's cute. It's really not cute. Move on be single. I'm just making the point, like, because the perception is it's just us seeing her running.
Can I just say one thing really quick? I think it's really great, Rita, that you pointed out, like, there could have still been emotional abuse, and because abuse is not just physical. So I think that's really important. But because I have men I know, like, reaching out to me, asking me, but what do you think? Like, does this go both ways because of her? And I want to just say, we saw the elevator video when Solange tried to hit Jay-Z, and what did he do? He just, like, got over in the corner and he didn't do anything. Like, I'm not saying that there's never a time where you should not defend yourself against someone, but it's probably not going to be a good idea you should not hit back a woman or put your hands on a woman. Like, you're still stronger. You can usually hurt them more. So I get it. I get how men can feel like that's unfair, but if he did physically touch her in any way, well then, there's going to be some ramifications of it. And that's what you're dealing with right now.
And the toxicity, I just want to mention too, if you're in a toxic relationship, I agree with you, Rita, get out of that. But if you're the reason, and this is hard, if you're part of the reason the relationship is toxic, have that awareness and reach out, because it sounded like, based on, and it's not the entirety of the relationship, but based on the text messages, based on the audio recordings that we heard, sounded like Jonathan Majors needs some help as well. So know what your part is in it and get yourself some help.
Facts.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.